I've been able to do more traveling this year in my retirement than I thought I was going to do, and it got me thinking, what other things have kind of been shocking that shock the system after you retire. So today I want to tell you 5 things that might shock your system after you don't have to go to work every day. Just in case you're new here, this is the Retirementality channel, a place where we want to change your mentality about retirement. And today we're going to do that by talking about some of the things that you might not be ready for that might surprise you after you retire. And the first one is that your days are just way longer than you think they are. After you've been going to work every day and probably coming home and taking care of kids or going to soccer practice or whatever things you have to do in your day, like after you get rid of work and a commute, you have a lot more time than you think of. And especially a lot of people retire close to or about the same time the kids might be leaving the nest or a little bit later. So when you got no kids at home and no work to fill your days just get infinitely longer. And filling those days up is harder than you think. And I think most people spend all of their time retirement planning in the number crunching phase and not in the day planning phase. And a lot of people end up, on the couch watching Netflix way too much because they didn't plan for how long the days are. Some people try to schedule things every day at 2 o'clock. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, when I first moved to St. Thomas, I played pickleball on Tuesdays and we went sailing on Thursdays. And some of those things are good to kind of departmentalize to know that you have some days in your week filled up. But if you haven't done enough planning on what you actually want your retirement to look like, those days can really be long. And that's when people say retirement's boring, I never want to retire. That's not the case if you do the right amount of planning, not just on the number crunching, but also on the what you want your retirement to actually look like. And number two happens because of number one, and that is you're going to spend more money than you think you're going to spend in your retirement, especially in the beginning, because filling those days up, if you're not just sitting in front of the TV watching Netflix, filling those days up, you're going out, you're doing things, and a lot of those things cost money. If you're playing golf, if you're taking the boat out to go fishing, boat gas is expensive, greens fees are expensive. If you're day tripping around, you're just maybe spending an extra couple $100 in gas, or spending the weekends at hotels, or renting a motorcycle, which I can hear driving by right there. We're at a big motorcycle tour area. As the summer's getting closer, there's more motorcycles coming. I don't know if you can hear the river down there also. Hopefully you hear that and not the motorcycles. I digress. But spending money, you're going to spend more money. Like we just bought this new house that I'm in here, and I need to upgrade the TV. I need to upgrade the surround sound. I need to buy some new tools. I need to buy, all my tools have European plugs now. So we're spending a lot more money buying things, getting this house set up. We knew we were going to spend the money, but no matter what hobbies you're going to look at, there's not very many free ones. Hiking, once we get this house situated, we're going to do a lot of hiking in these mountains. And I got a new fly fishing rod and waders and wading boots to go fish in this river. So once I get set up, the spending will slow down a little bit. But in the beginning, especially of your new retirement and setting up new hobbies and things, you got to budget for all the expenses of those things to fill your days. And number three goes with number two, which was related to number one, because I put some great thought into this so that it would transition wonderfully. Number three is that spending hurts a lot more than it did when you were working. When you were working, you see the paychecks filling up that bank account, and then when you spend a little bit, it comes down and you get another paycheck and it goes back up, and you spend a little bit and it goes down, and you get another paycheck and it goes up. But once you transition to retirement and you're just in the spending phase, especially for those of you who saved up a big pile of Scrooge McDuck cash, and you're just spending down, and you maybe take some out of your S&P 500 account and you put it in the cash account, and then you spend it down, and then you take it out, and then you put it in. And every time you're taking it out and you're putting it in, or you're just watching that bank balance go down, it's a lot more stressful when you don't have that paycheck coming in. So, for those of us who have been thrifty our whole lives to get to this retirement phase, spending is a lot harder in the beginning. Especially, you get to a point where it gets a little bit easier, but especially for big things, like we just did a big sailing trip around the British Virgin Islands, and a big chunk like that just for like a 10-day sailing trip, it's hard to get your mind to wrap around shelling that money out and thinking everything's going to be okay. We're to the point now where that was an experience that we didn't even really care what it cost. We were going to do it. But the newer you are to the retirement phase, the harder it is to go from the saving and the money hoarding, being frugal to try to get to retirement. And when you get to retirement, you don't want to have to be super frugal and hoard the money. The whole purpose was to get to the retirement so you could spend some of that money, so you could have fun, so you could enjoy life, be in beautiful surroundings, and really enjoy the fruits of all that labor that you've done. I'll throw in here too, this is where a lot of people might try to find recreational employment. Maybe find some sort of an online thing they could do to make a little bit of side income, because they do freak out a little bit. And that's okay if you find some kind of, I call the FIRE movement financial independence recreational employment. Because if you can find some hobbies or things that do make a little money, like YouTube, or maybe you want to tie flies and sell them, or you want to, I don't know, make things on the lathe. My brother makes pens and sells them. I thought about doing that when I was here. Also, I have an entrepreneurial mind, so I come up with ideas all the time that could be fun and make money. So that's okay if you want to do that in your retirement as well. And number 4, we're going to switch topics a little bit here, but it's related to everything else. Number 4 is that if you spent 20 or 30 or 40 years working at a company and developing great friendships, and you leave that company, you're going to see those friendships sort of dwindle and go away, especially for those of us who retire early. As those people continue to be at work and you're at home all day, you just kind of get left out of the loop. You're not going to the lunch meeting or the work lunches. You're not going out for lunch with those guys anymore. You might get together after work and go to a happy hour cocktail or something with your old buddies, but you're going to see those friendships sort of dwindle, and it's going to be shocking that you spent 30 years developing this friendship, and it turns out it was probably based more on a working relationship than a friend relationship for a lot of those. Maybe there's some that transition into the real world without you being at work, and the friendship still flourishes and stays, but you may be shocked at how many people sort of just dwindle off, and those things just slowly, you get less emails, you go to less lunches, you have less cocktails, and you're going to be left kind of feeling a little bit more of alone, and trying to figure out a way to find new friends. And that's, some of your new hobbies. That might be, if you start playing pickleball, you might meet a bunch of great retired dudes or ladies at the pickleball court that you want to hang out with. But if you're just fly fishing in this river like I plan on doing, it's going to be harder to make new friends and to meet people. So figuring out how to make new friends and meet new people at our advanced ages is a lot more difficult than it was when we were younger. So you're going to have to figure out, if you don't have a good core group of friends that's not based on work, you may find yourself scrambling to find some, companionship and some people to hang out with that you thought you had before that might disappear. And number 5, that might shock you, is it may take a week, it may take a month, it may take a year, but at some point you just kind of go, you just kind of feel like you exhale, and you finally feel a little bit of the weight of the world sort of come off of your shoulders, and you feel like you can relax a little bit. I'm always kind of in a hurry, and I'm just now kind of starting to be able to slow down a little. And when I go run errands, I try to get all my errands done in an hour. I don't know why. I just try to get everything done super fast. And now I'm finally getting to the point where I can slow down a little bit and maybe make an unscheduled stop. And when my wife is making me wait 30 minutes extra to get ready, when she says, "I'm ready," and then you get your car keys and you wait 30 more minutes, I used to get a little bit more annoyed. And now I'm mellowing out a little bit. I'll just sit back down on my computer and play a game, whatever. So you do sort of finally start to slow down and feel a little bit calmer. And, one of the other things with this is, when you're scheduling a trip or a vacation, instead of going for a week or 2, you can go for 3 or 4 weeks, and you can just take more time. You can immerse yourself into the place that you're in, and you can just really start to have more fun. And you may not a lot of people don't picture retirement as going out and having a lot of fun. They picture it like reading a book or working in their garden, but there's a lot of things you can do, and you will, I think, find yourself having a lot more fun if you do all these things to plan it out right. I always say you have to know what you want your life in retirement to look like and how you want to fill your days. You want to stand in this river back here and go fly fishing? You want to travel? I'm going to France in 2 days. We're going to spend a couple of days in France. So, figuring out what you want it to look like, and then living that actual life. You can picture any life you want, and then you can go live it. I just bought this house in Spain. I'm in Spain. That's Spain back here. I've been here for almost 3 weeks now, and we're really loving it. So picture the life you want and go make it happen. Leave me a comment down below if there's something in retirement that has shocked you that I haven't thought about. And if you like this video, go watch this video with some more tips on things to realize about retirement. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell down there. I never tell people to click the little bell, and that'll tell you when my next video comes out. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.